John Starks. And oh yeah, there we go.
I am feeling the warmer weather and the summertime vibes coming, so what better way to celebrate the good weather and the fun times than open up some 90s packs. And these are ones that I already have all the penny cards I could want for my PC, so we're really hunting for some Jordan inserts, which are always a crowd pleaser. So let's get right into it. Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s b-ball cards here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and a little bit more TikTok than before. Almost forgot my own intro there for a second. So, all right. So, like I said, today we're busting into some packs that I've got the pennies for my PC that I could want. I've got some of the Iversons, so a lot of PC stuff that I already have, but there are some Jordans in here and some better conditioned copies that I could get in my PC. So, the cards that we're busting into are 97, 98 Fleer. We've got both hobby and retail packs this time, so we'll talk about the differences in what you can get, the odds, and so on and so forth. The interesting thing with these, a little bit of a preview into the odds, is you've got the same odds between hobby and retail, but hobby and retail both have some exclusives, and in some cases some of those exclusives might surprise you which ones are exclusive to which kind of product. So some interesting stuff there going on with the odds, and I think this is a fun product we've talked about before. The packs are a little bit different in texture, which also coincides with the different in texture on the cards themselves, and they were actually being promoted and marketed as cards that are better for catching autographs. So an interesting thing that I don't think we've seen since then, you do have some cards that are a little bit more of a paper feel. These are much more than just a paper feel, which I think is an interesting thing. If you're an autograph seeker, these players aren't playing anymore, but some of them are coaches, and some of them do autograph signings, but it'd be interesting if Panini did something similar, if that's still a fervent part of the collecting hobby, people going and chasing autographs. I know we've heard some other content creators like Kyle from Wax Museum that he was definitely an autograph hunter back in the day, so I think it's an interesting feature on these cards specifically that we didn't see and don't see much anymore as well. So some interesting things to get into, but the highlights are the fire that we could hit. So let's get right into the fire in my PC.
All right, here we go. Here's some of the fire from my PC. There are a couple cards that I forgot to grab before we started, so hopefully I can get those up on the screen for you. And there's one that on its face probably doesn't look like it fits, but we will get into that and talk more about it. So starting up here, we'll start with the parallels. So the first one that we have here is the Crystal Collection. So here, of course, we've got a penny. It's a little bit hard to tell because, the cases and stuff. But so the main difference, and we've talked about this set before, so if you remember, the base set are kind of like a paper finish. It's a matte finish. The idea is they're really good for catching autographs. The Crystal is where you start seeing that you get the gloss finish, so kind of more of a typical base card. And of course, instead of having the gold foil like you have on the base, you've got a silver foil here, and you've got kind of like the silver hits on there. So, nothing too crazy. These are 1 in 2 packs, but they are hobby exclusive, so you can only get these ones in the hobby packs. And then if you flip it over on the back, if you're curious, if you're not sure from where it says the Crystal Collection, on the bottom in the middle it says Crystal on the back here as well. You've also got a little bit of the gloss where you have the paper finish on the base card. So again, not a significant insert rate. The difference visually and to the touch tactilely is pretty significant. For value, you're not looking at a ton of value. So this penny is probably about a $2 to $5 card. Shaq is probably about a $5 card. Jordan obviously is going to be the biggest one, and that's probably about a $30 to $40 card. Again, depending on condition, as we always say. So, most of the cards that you're looking at for comments are probably going to be $1 or $2, maybe $5 at the most. But you see here, like, a semi-star or, whatever you want to call a penny, is about a $5 card for a lot of those other guys that aren't named Jordan. Next, for the parallels, we have the Tiffany Collection. So here we've got a penny, of course. We've got Iverson and Gary Payton. So, some of the big stars, some of those great guards from the 90s. So these ones for odds are 1 in 20 packs for hobby only. So again, you're going to have the same kind of gloss finish, but instead of the silver, you've got kind of like the iridescent or hollow foil that's in a Tiffany blue. which is why they call it the Tiffany collection. It also harkens back to the early 90s when Fleer had Tiffany, just kind of had the gloss on there. So, you know, kind of going back to the roots, but also getting that modern hit of the Tiffany blue to kind of add with the theming there. So, you know, these are definitely more rare. Again, these are hobby exclusives for the parallels. So if you're looking to get some of those parallels, which are one of the draws for this product, you're going to have to look for the hobby packs. You know, so looking at the values, you definitely have a little bit of an uptick, you know, significantly more rare, 10 times more rare, or harder to pull, I should say, you know, 1 2-packs as opposed to 1 20-packs. And the value definitely is a significant uptick. So the penny is about a $10 card, you know, $5 to $10, you typically would see. Shaq is about $5 to $10. And then if you look at the Jordan, the last one that I saw sell, I think was $570. So very valuable. The Jordan's very sought after, you know, for collectors of his, but you know, these in general for collectors, player collectors specifically, these are pretty difficult to get. So if they don't have them already, you know, like when I didn't have the penny and the Iverson, it was something that I was definitely willing to pay up for. So, you know, again, if you're looking for the difference on the back, you look at the bottom in the center, you're going to see Tiffany on there. So, you know, these are definitely something that stand out. These would make really cool base cards, I think, but you know, it's an interesting theme that they tried to go for with that matte finish or the paper finish on the base cards. All right, starting with the inserts here, we're going to start with the key ingredients. So here I've got the penny. This one is 1 and 2 packs, and for the base version of the key ingredients, these are retail exclusives. So interesting choice to go with there for the base version of it. But just something to note, you know, if you're looking to pull one, you know, that's really where you're looking. You're not going to find, you know, some of the big stars like Jordan or Kobe in this. Some of the biggest names in this set are going to be Penny, Shaq. Actually, I believe there is actually a Kobe, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong on that. I have to double check. But, you know, Penny, Iverson, Shaq are some of the bigger names in this set. So, looking at values for these, you know, you're looking at, for the biggest names, probably about $5 or so. So not a ton of value, but you know, there's a lot of guys who would fall under that mark. You know, guys like Mitch Richmond, Juwan Howard, so on and so forth. So not the biggest star power checklist, but definitely this was a card I really enjoyed. Great picture of Penny. I love how the colors also matched with each of the teams' colors. So for each player, you get some different colors on there. I remember the Alonzo Mourning was really cool with the red. So some cool stuff. Really wish, you know, that there was a Jordan. That would be really cool as well. But I believe there is a Scottie Pippen. So, you know, that's getting the Bulls fans happy there. The next step up, we've got key ingredients gold. So this is one that you can hit in both hobby and retail. And these were 1 in 18 packs. But I remember as a kid seeing this listed in the Beckett, never having seen one in person. I was, you know, it was a mythical card for me, something that me and my friends, we never hit. So when I got older, I could go on eBay and find one. I grabbed one as quickly as possible. So, you know, this was one I was really happy to get in my collection. Not a ton of value here again. So you're looking at about, you know, $5 for a penny, you know, $2 to $5 for the KG, Shaq, you know, about $5 again there. So these, I really like the look of them though. I think they're really cool with the gold. Every player in this, whereas the base changes the color for the team, every player has a background in gold, and you obviously see the acetate there, which is something that I've always loved on all those 90 cards. So, you know, you get that gold border that can definitely chip and flake, but you got the acetate that holds up pretty well. And the other interesting thing I wanted to have the excuse to show off is you see here I had one of these. I sent it over, if you remember, the Currency Project on Instagram. If you haven't seen them, check them out. They do some really cool artwork on cards. So I sent this over to them and asked them if they could make a piece for me. You know, obviously it had to be penny. So I sent them actually 2 cards, one of them to include in their project that went up for auction on eBay, and then one for me. So I thought it'd be really cool to have some of their artwork on an acetate card. So if you flip it over, you can see how those colors bleed through on the back, but they still have that gold, you know, kind of hue to it. So it gives it a different, almost like a little bit more of a monochrome look. You see, you got a lot of oranges and reds and yellows when you flip it over on the back, whereas on the front you see a lot of the greens and whites and other colors as well. So really cool thing, you know, good excuse for me to show off this piece. Really happy I got this done. I know art cards aren't for everybody, but something that I thought was cool, and I really like what they do over there. So fun stuff there for the key ingredients golds. The next one is one of the ones I don't have here to share, is the Rookie Rewind. So the Rookie Rewinds are not terribly hard to hit. You've got those at 1 in 4 packs, hobby and retail. But of course, you're going to have the 96 rookie class, which is one of the most famed rookie classes, especially looking through the 90s, but over the course of the history of the NBA, for sure, they're right up there. So, the big names there that you're going to have are going to be guys like Kobe, Iverson, and the like. So the Kobe, you're looking at about, I think it's $10 to $20 for the Kobe. Iverson, I think, is, about $5 card, and then some of the other guys you're looking at probably $1 for guys like Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Ray Allen's probably going to get you a couple dollars. Antoine Walker's about $1. Stephon Marbury's $1 or $2. So you got some names there that are definitely fun to collect, but outside of the Kobe, there's not a ton of value. The Iverson obviously coming in second behind Kobe there. So that's that for the Rookie Rewind 1 in 4 packs. The next one here, we've got the Flair Hardwood Leaders. So this one is a set that my brother and I really enjoyed. So these were 1 in 6 packs, or are 1 in 6 packs still, if you could find packs. A great checklist. But also these definitely get you some of the visual cues that you had in the old Flair products. So if you remember 94, 95, and 95, 96, you had Flair. Flair put out the Flair product. So my dad always called it Flair. And then 96, 97, 97, 98, and going forward, it changed to Flair Showcase. So here we've got kind of some of the harking back to the original Flair, where you've got a little bit of a thicker cardstock, high gloss finish, really kind of a more premium look. But these ones, 1 in 6 packs, not a hard one to hit. For something that looks kind of cool. If you like kind of like that wood grain, and of course, the ever popular lightning bolts in the background for 90s cards. So, just cool stuff here. And I also like how you had kind of like the player popping out over the words on the top, but, kind of hidden behind the words on the bottom. So, some fun stuff there. Looking at the value, Jordan is obviously going to be the headliner here. That's about a $20 card. So that's really the main one. Other guys like, Penny and such, again, about $5. So kind of a similar story for some of the other stuff we've seen. Jordan's in, the double digits, and everybody else is around the single digits. So that's what we've got there for the Flair Hardwood Leaders. Next one that I forgot to grab, which is one of the cooler ones in my estimation, is the Franchise Futures. So the Franchise Futures are really the chase for the retail products. Those are 1 in 36 retail exclusive. So those are going to have some of those other, kind of younger stars. Again, you're kind of honing in on the future of the franchises. So Kobe's the big draw here. Iverson, KG, just a few of the young guys. Grant Hill also had a card in this set, and so on and so forth. Joe Smith is probably one of the lesser known names. So looking at the Kobe, these are die cut. They have foil all over them. Definitely condition is a significant factor in the value. So the Kobe on average is about a $70 card. But there have been times that I've seen them go for upwards of $100, and then on the low end, sometimes around like $30 to $50 if they're not in great condition. So, with that die cut and with the foil, it really pays to pay close attention to how the condition is if you're buying one raw. Obviously, if you're looking at one that's graded, then you already know, and then you can look at the comps for that. Iverson, again, raw, you're looking at probably about a $20 card there. KG, you're probably looking at like 10 to 15 for a raw copy there. So definitely some value there. Would love to see us get one. We don't have 36 packs, but you never know. The sky's the limit. Hopefully, if we pull one, we do pull one of those stars. That would be a lot of fun. So the next one here is the Decade of Excellence. And this one is one that you're probably familiar from 96, 97, where they really took the rookie card of the players that they were highlighting, and they, basically did a reprint of it with the Decade of Excellence stamp on there to denote the difference. And then obviously there are some differences on the back as well. And that did create some confusion, and some people were a little bit frustrated because, the whole reprint and the potential to kind of dupe people is out there. So this time they decided to take it with a different theme, and they did kind of a remake of the 87-88 Fleer set. So that's why I've got this Buck Williams here. This is the 87-88 Fleer. So you can see the visual similarities are, you know, very significant. Obviously, the gray, and you know, you've got the gloss finish on the insert. The gray here on the 86-87 is a little bit darker, but also you've got the hits of the gold foil on the 97-98 Decade of Excellence, whereas on the original you got, you know, the Fleer in black, and then you got the nameplate down there just in a yellow. So they also made sure to switch up the pictures. So for guys like John Stockton, who didn't have a card in the 87-88 Fleer set, you had to wait until the next year for his rookie card. There's other guys like Jordan, Patrick Ewing, and so on and so forth that did have cards in the 87-88 Fleer, and they definitely made sure to get a picture from the same year, but a different picture than what was in the base set, which I think a lot of people really appreciated. So all of that to say, these cards are 1 in 36 packs, and these are hobby exclusives. So obviously the Jordan is going to be the big draw there. You know, but like I said, there are some other players in the set that that definitely draw some attention from collectors that like, you know, that like some of those older players that played that are Hall of Famers in their own right as well. So looking at the Jordan, you're looking at about a $60 card. Again, those fluctuate from time to time. And then if you're looking at like some of the other players, you've got a guy like Dennis Rodman. It's probably like closer to a $10 card. You've got guys like Reggie Miller, closer to a $5 card. Those guys also, interestingly enough, were not in the original 87-88. Those are both rookies that were in the following year, but they were in the league at that point. So that's why they were featured in the set. So cool stuff with those. But what is really the highlight here is there were also the rare traditions, which were a foil version of these cards. I do not have one, and in fact on the back of these packs they specifically say that 10% of the print run for Decade of Excellence were made in the rare tradition. So the difference that you'll see is the gray hits on this, on the top and the bottom, have hollow foil on them. So if you find one, you know, if you're looking through a dollar bin that's got hollow foil on it, it is rare traditions. Those are rare, as the name implies, and those are definitely collectible, and they are definitely more valuable. So interestingly enough, when I'm looking at the comps, it is almost a 10x multiplier for the rare traditions as opposed to the base. And I say almost because it definitely fluctuates. So whereas the Jordan regular Decade of Excellence, I was saying, is about a $60 card. Again, there's a significant amount of fluctuation in that one. The rare traditions that I saw had sold for a little bit over $500. So not quite exactly a 5x, but there were a lot of Jordans that did sell raw in the easier version to hit for about a $50 price point. You know, that's something that I definitely think is a significant uptick there in value. So that's something that we can definitely look to hit. Again, hobby only, so it's going to be very hard. I would really love us to get one of those rare traditions, but you know, we'll see what happens. And then the big chase here is the game breakers. Now these are 1 in 288 packs in both the hobby and the retail versions. So this is one that I really would love to see us get. You know, obviously I've already got the penny. I think the penny is one, I don't enjoy it as much as I thought I would after I got one in my collection a number of years ago, because I think it's interesting that the two players, both you get Nick Anderson and Penny, are at different scales, and you know, Penny is kind of overshadowing Nick Anderson as opposed to having them both kind of like have their own shine on the card, I guess, for lack of a better term. And of course, you know, you've got some issues on the foil around the edges, which is pretty common for these cards, but something that you definitely hope you can avoid if possible. So if we pull another one, that would be great if it's in better condition. But there are some other great duos, great tandems, if you will, on this. So of course, there's a Jordan with Rodman. You would expect it to be Jordan and Pippen, but nope, this is Jordan and Rodman for the Game Breakers, which would be a great one to see us get. And then you've also got obviously the Penny and Nick Anderson. You've got KG with Stephon Marbury, which is a fun one. You've got Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. You've also got Shaq with Eddie Jones. Obviously, a lot of people were bummed that Kobe wasn't on there, but it is what it is. So looking at the values for these ones here, you know, this Penny is probably about a $20 to $30 card. The KG and Marbury is probably about a $15 to $20 card. The Shaq is closer to a $30 card. And I haven't seen any Jordans sell recently, so you know, we'll keep an eye out and see if we can find any comps for those, but a lot of older comps, you know, might not be accurate anymore. So we'll obviously hope to pull Jordan, or, you know, another penny would be great, but those are extremely hard to get. So, you know, that's what we're looking at for the Fire. A lot of great stuff that we can get, not a lot of PC editions, but definitely stuff that would be fun and exciting to hit. So let's hope we get some of the Fire in these packs. All right, so of course we're doing a little hobby versus retail. We've got 15 packs total. We've got 12 retail. We've got 3 hobby. So I think we'll save the hobby for last. We'll start with the retail. We've got 11 cards per pack in the retail and only 10 cards per pack for the hobby, which I think is interesting. You know, and as I talked about at the beginning, you've got the new textured Legend matte finish, perfect for autographs. And 1 special print card in every pack. So we're looking for 1 parallel or insert in every pack between the hobby and the retail. So let's crack right in. All right, these should be interesting to open. You can see the packs are kind of falling apart, but it's almost like there's 2 layers as the top layer's kind of got that matte finish. So we'll see how these packs go, but definitely it was still sealed. It wasn't like it was tampered with. So anyway, the other nice thing with these, as you see as we go through, is because of the matte finish, there's not much sticking, which is always good for the condition of the cards over time. So here we go. Tracy Murray. We've got a Dino Raja, Vlade Divac. Got a Bob Sura. Here we go with our insert key ingredients that I talked about, the Alonzo Mourning. So that's a nice red. Love the black jersey with the red background. We did not talk about the $1 million moment, so I think we get 1 of those per pack. There are a few that are short printed towards the end of the checklist. Can't remember the names off the top of my head, but Mark Jackson is who we got there. Malik Sealy. We got Carl. Okay. Brent Price. We've got a Grant Long, Brent Berry, and the last one here is a Sean Bradley. The interesting thing here, you can see here on the Sean Bradley, they do denote, you know, he was a league leader, all-star appearances, NBA Finals, I think MVP, any other awards that they got, they denote that on there. So that's nice to know. I don't know if I'm going to get the hang of opening those. It might be easier to use scissors as we go along here. It looks like maybe we've got a Hardwood Leaders in here. I don't know. Hopefully we've got a Hardwood Leaders, and hopefully it's the Jordan. That'd be great. Eldon Campbell. We've got a Brian Russell. John Starks. And, oh yeah, there we go. Hardwood Leaders Jordan. Called the shot. You know, would have been a little bit better if I had called it before we even opened the pack, but wow. All right, so we're already doing well. Very happy. You know, 1 in 6 packs, so not surprised that we hit one, but hitting that Jordan, definitely a very exciting hit there. All right, checklist, everybody's friend. We'll put that off to the side. Horace Grant for the $1 million moments. Really cool picture there. Filler? Something? Look for other great... I didn't even know that was a thing that you could get in there. It's like a promotional slip. Interesting. Dominique Wilkins, Tyus Edney, Eric Dampier. We've got a Sasha, and we've got a Wesley Person and David Wesley. All right, I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to get that Jordan bagged and tagged. All right, so we've got that Jordan protected, you know, so that one is one of the best that we could hit out of the retail. You know, so the only other thing that we could get that would be better would be one of the franchise futures of a guy like Kobe, maybe the Iverson, that's probably about the same price as the Jordan, or one of the game breakers, really, you know, specifically with some of those bigger stars. So not a lot better that we can do in the retail, but definitely gonna keep trying. You know, you never know what else is gonna be in here. All right, Latrell Sprewell, got a Hersey Hawkins, Mark Jackson. Oh, all right. Walt Williams has fallen, and there's the rookie rewind that we did not show at the beginning there, but Marcus Camby. So that's fun. $1 million moments of Scottie Pippen, Rex Chapman, Mark Price. Billy Owens, Hakeem. All right, we'll start a star pile now with Hakeem, Jeff Hornacek, and Terry Mills. Boy, these packs are not making it any easier to open. All right, so Brooks Thompson. We got a Mitch Richmond. I'll throw him in the star pile. Latrell, Sprewell, Hersey, Hawkins. There's another rookie rewind. Probably one of the worst ones we could get in Roy Rogers, but hey, you know, can't complain with the inserts, I guess, right? $1 Million Moments. Grant Hill. We got LaFonso Ellis, Rex Walters, Todd Fuller. We got Derek Martin. Charles Oakley, really cool picture there. Love that Steve Kerr with that black uniform. All right, Craig Elo, Dale Davis, and Oliver Miller. There we go with another Hardwood Leaders. We got Damon Mighty Mouse Stoudemire there. There we go. Checklist. Maybe those come with, maybe you get a checklist every time you get a Hardwood Leaders. That'd be interesting. Chris Mullen. And we got another one of these. I'm guessing that this is probably going to count as a card, but it's thinner because these are thicker, so you can't really search the packs as easily. That's a guess, but that's what it's looking like here. Marcus Camby. We've got the Otis Thorpe, Sean Elliott, Mookie Blaylock. You see a couple of medallions there for him. Stajako, and Tony Kukoc. All right, Derek Strong. We've got Sean Leonard, Cedric Sabalas, we got Elliot Perry. There we go, the key ingredients penny. Love that. Love it, love it. Love to get more pennies. Looks like it's really clean, which is always fun. All right, Muggsy Bogues, $1 Million Moments. We got Anthony Goldstein, Clarence Weatherspoon, Chris Mullen, Shandon Anderson, Jordan Shadow card, if you like those. Matt Maloney, and we've got a Nate McMillan. All right, Eldon Campbell, Brian Russell, John Starks. Oh, looks like we've got a gold coming up here. All right, let's see who we got. Will Perdue and Stephon Marbury. Really nice. It's cool or interesting how the colors kind of get greened out on his number. I've seen that a few times, but really cool to get a gold. 1 in 18 packs on those. We'll put it down there. Charles Barkley, Travis Best, Doug Christie, BJ Armstrong, Doug West, Tyrone Corbin, and Chris Childs. All right, we're doing really well, but there's still more packs. We can still hit a lot more. All right, Tyrone Hill, Lindsey Hunter, Bo Outlaw, Mario Ellie. There we go, the key ingredients of Charles Barkley. That would have been a cool one in red also, but cool that they have the red font on the top and the blue on the back. Interesting stuff, again, with the colors there. Sean Kemp, we got Ed O'Bannon, Isaiah Ryder, Del Curry, Jason Williams, Chris Carr, and Chris Webber. Nice, I like that Chris Webber. It's one I never saw as a kid. It's a cool one. All right, Vernon Maxwell, Tom Gugliotta, Carlos Rogers, Sam Mitchell. Key ingredients looking just like the same colors as the Charles Barkley, but we get Jerry Stackhouse. That'll be for Joe. Gabrielle will be happy with me. Reggie Miller, John Wallace. We've got an Irvin Johnson, another Rex Chapman, Rodney Rogers. There we go with the Gary Payton base. To go with the Tiffany and Hakeem again. All right, we got a Greg Minor with the throwback jersey there for the Celtics. Pretty cool. Eric Montross was a Celtic. Vitali. Oh, you can see the key ingredients. There we go with a penny. Love it. Key ingredients, Juwan Howard. Love that as a kid. Here's the checklist for the $1 Million Moment. So we can look, like I said, I think the last 5 here are the ones that are more rare. So looking at the names, if that's true, Marcus Camby, Nick Van Exel, Glenn Robinson, Christian Laettner, and Gary Payton would be the rarer ones. Here it looks like we've got another one of those promotional ones. Tyus Edney. We got an Eric Dampier, Dominique Wilkins, Aaron McKee, Corliss Williamson, Sasha again. 2 more retail packs before we get into the hobby. Derek McKee, Robert Ory. We got a Sharon Wright, key ingredients of, yeah, that guy. Dennis Rodman, like that. Sam Perkins. We got Theo Ratliff, Vinny Del Negro. There's the Jordan base. That's a cool one. Again, really want to see the Tiffany, but that would be in the hobby pack. So we'll see. See if we get that lucky. Antoine Walker, Tony Delk. All right, Isaac Austin, Roy Rogers, Andrew Lang, Rasheed Wallace, Rookie Rewind of Matt Maloney. We're getting some names here for the Rookie Rewind. All right, Rex Chapman, Monty Williams. There's a Kobe base, very nice, very collectible again in the parallel versions. Popeye Jones, AC Green, Ronnie Cycli, Eric Williams. All right, we're gonna move the commons pile for the retail off to the side. Like we said, kind of doing a little bit of retail versus hobby, seeing which we can get better. It doesn't get too much better than what we've already pulled, getting a gold and the Jordan Hardwood leaders, but there's always chance for improvement. And you know, just 3 packs, so obviously the sample size is a little different here, but we'll see. All right, Eric Dampier, Greg Ostertag, Lorenzen Wright. There we go with the Crystal Collection, Jason Caffey. Not the bull you want to see, but that's all right. I'll put that over right there. Dikembe, got another John Starks. That's like our 3rd one, I think. Charlie Ward, got Antonio McDyess, Tyrone Hill, Lindsey Hunter, and Bo Outlaw. All right, another Nate McMillan, Matt Maloney again. There we go with the gold. Key ingredients, Jerry Stackhouse. All right, so Joe, you get the base and the gold. Very nice indeed. See, we never got any as kids, now we've gotten 2. I like it. Chris Webber, love that retro jersey. There we go with another checklist. Iverson base, very good pack so far. Eldridge, Jimmy Jackson, Dino Raja, Vlade, Bob Syrup. All right, last hobby pack here. Hoping for a little last pack magic, but again, we've already crushed the odds, so I can't really ask for too much more, but you know, we'll see, we'll hope. Tyus Edney, another Chris Mullen, Dominique Wilkins, and here we go. The insert is the Vitali Crystal. Let's see if there's any significant base cards though. Dale Ellis, Walt Williams, Derek Fisher, Isaac Austin, Steve Nash. We'll put him in the stars. Grant Hill, yeah, he'll go there too. And the Michael Smith.
Well, we beat the odds. And this time, once again, saying that also means that we did hit some very good cards by my estimation. So really the biggest highlight there is the Jordan Flair Hardwood leaders. So that is one that was really exciting. Very happy to have hit that. Also got a nice couple Jerry Stackhouses for Joe. So that's always fun to hit. But we beat the odds and really did very well with the players. Obviously the golds that we could have gotten, there are some more valuable ones, but getting 2 of those golds was really, really cool to get. And also, like I said, that Jordan is really the biggest highlight there. So I think that was a great pack opening, and the last one that we had, the last pack opening, we did very well with as well. So hopefully these summertime vibes are going to continue on with these rest of the pack openings that we have leading up to the National. So so that's the next thing that's coming. I've got some more videos, but also I've got a National live stream coming. So you might have heard about this already on Instagram, but if not, be on the lookout. On the 15th, I'm going to go live, similar to what we did last year if you were watching, but a little bit of a different panel. So we've got Justin once again, Ryan, Card Collector 2, and we've got Suze, who you might be familiar with if you're on Twitter, but she also brings a lot of experience and a different perspective that we haven't had before. So really excited for the National, really excited to have this conversation and answer all the questions that you may have as you're getting prepared. I know I'm getting prepared for this as well, my first one in Atlantic City, so lots to learn from this panel that has been there before. So really looking forward to that, but if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. Not only do we have that live stream, but we also have pack openings, looks into my PC, occasional collector interviews, and so much more. Thanks. We'll talk later.